Emerald. That's a really flimsy excuse to fight me. Okay then, whatever. So we fight Silver in both the 3DS and console versions of the game, and the 3DS encounter is pretty much exactly like the Metal Sonic and Shadow encounters, where we are racing Silver to the goal line, and he's going to constantly try to attack us. And you want to collect rings to maintain your boost gauge, you want to take certain shortcuts, jump over certain hills and inclines, so that you can keep up your pace and go a lot faster through this area. The thing that makes Silver a little bit tricky, though, is that he teleports directly behind you, and he throws a whole bunch of boxes at you. And my biggest tip with the boxes is, he throws one set, and then he throws a second set, like, right away. Jumping over the first set, you'll land just in time for him to throw the second set right at you. So what I like to do is, I jump, and then at the height of my jump, I do a boost, or an air dash, because that lets Sonic have a little bit extra hang time, and that way I can actually dodge the boxes more effectively. Like that. If you land too quickly, he'll throw those second boxes at you, and then you'll fall over, and Silver can easily pass you, and because he teleports right behind you, you see how I got the S rank, but I barely beat Silver to the end of the goal? He teleports right behind you. So, like, if he hits you just as you're at the goal ring, he can easily pass you, beat you, and win the race. And that's just like, ugh! Pay attention to that cutscene. Immediately, Silver picks up a taxi cab, and you can homing attack it to homing attack Silver and get a really quick early hit. I actually like that the cutscene shows that moment. I like that Sonic pays attention to that, and he's like, wait a minute. Like, it's actually a big tip, like, hey, use the taxi cab that he just picked up. You can hit him right now. So that's kind of fun. But here's how the Silver fight works in the console version. Unlike the original Sonic 06 game, of which we're recreating, Silver's in Crisis City, and I guess we seize the Iblis trigger before Mephiles teleports him somewhere. So I guess Mephiles didn't take him to other places. He just said, okay, go kill him, or whatever. I don't know. But Silver's in Crisis City, and he's throwing a whole bunch of stuff at us with his telekinesis. And luckily, he does not grab you with his telekinesis. This boss fight is miles ahead of the original Silver fight in Sonic 06. It's no use! Take this! It's no use! Take this! It's no use! You know. Luckily, he doesn't say that at all during this boss fight, but here's all it is, really. He picks up cars, you homing attack the cars to attack Silver. Every now and then it gets into 2D mode, where he'll drop a whole bunch of containers on you. You can easily see which containers, where the containers are with the shadows, and he'll move, like, one of them before he actually, like, drops it, so you know how to get out of the way. He'll occasionally create a row of cars that you'll need to jump over, boost along, and then homing attack Silver on top of. And then we come to the final phase, where he becomes a fan of Katamari Damacy, and he makes a big ball of all this junk, and... oh! God damn, that must have hurt. After he tries to crush you while you're running away from the ball of scrap, you can jump and then homing attack Silver one last time in order to incapacitate him for good. You'll notice the 3DS and console fights are completely different from one another. So first up, we're going to be doing the 3DS fight, which is the Egg Emperor, the final boss from Sonic Heroes. Not counting the final story and Metal Sonic, of course. It's got a fantastic remix of the Egg Emperor theme, which I love oh so much from the original game. And, the music's kick-ass. Anywho, Eggman surrounds himself with a whole bunch of turrets, and you want to homing attack the turrets because they will short-circuit and malfunction, and they will start shooting missiles at Eggman. Eggman will get so annoyed by this that he will rush towards the turret that's shooting him to destroy it, at which point he'll be at the outer side of the ring so that Sonic can homing attack him. And that's how you damage him when he's surrounded by the turrets. But every now and then he's going to go to this pathway, and then he's going to use his sword to shoot a whole bunch of energy beams at you, and he'll do either a vertical slash, which will shoot a high beam, or he'll do a horizontal slash, which will shoot a low beam. Low beams you jump over, high beams you slide under. It's like the Bio-Lizard with his energy projectiles, except you need to constantly chase after Eggman in order to damage him. You can either boost into him, or you can homing attack him, but you need to catch up to him, you need to be real quick about it, and if you hang around too much, Eventually, Eggman will go to the turret section if you're taking too long, but, yeah. At this point, Eggman goes haywire on his final hit. He just keeps shooting beams of energy all over the place, trying to kill you at every instance. Jesus Christ! But you can run away from it pretty nicely. You don't even need to boost in order to get away from it either. Defeated? Impossible! No! And that's the Egg Emperor. I like it. It's pretty similar to the Bio-Lizard because of the energy projectiles. I love chasing him on the pathway. I wish it took more hits to defeat the Egg Emperor, because I kind of wish the boss fight was a little bit longer, but love that remix, love that fight. Can't complain. Now it's time for the console version. Hey, Dr. Eggman did make a prototype Mark II, just like he said he would. How about that? This is the Egg Dragoon, a boss from Sonic Unleashed, and if you remember that playthrough, you'll remember that we never fought the Egg Dragoon as normal Sonic. Instead, we fought it as the Werehog, so this is a completely unique and new experience for this boss fight. It's still got the Egg Dragoon theme song, although if I'm going to be quite honest, I preferred the original version from Sonic Unleashed, which actually had orchestral instruments, and it really made that fight more intense and epic, and made it so special in the first place. And this remix feels way too synthy, it feels way too meaty-file, and it doesn't have the same gravitas that the original theme had, which is kind of disappointing. Honestly, whenever I fight the Egg Dragoon in Generations, I replace the music with the Death Egg Zone from Sonic & Knuckles, because it sounds so much better fighting the boss to that piece of music. But yeah, we're in Eggman land. We have to hit Eggman in his cockpit. Either cockpit. You can hit him in the middle one or the top one. And, time for a change of pace! There's Eggman's trademark one-liners that will never, ever get old, and he will repeat over and over and over again in your head, and you'll never forget about it. Time for a change of pace! He does that every time he's transitioning, every time he's trying to crush you with those things, and he starts dry-humping his Eggmobile, because that's what he's doing. He is humping the hell out of that Eggmobile. Good lord. Either way, when it's in the 3D sections, you want to look out for the ramps so you can get to these higher rails, which will get you to this ring, which will propel you all the way to the cockpit. Every now and then when you're chasing him, if you don't get hit by anything in the 3D sections, you can actually catch up to him and deliver a cockpit homing attack if you're fast enough. But I find most people are going to spend their time in the 2D sections bouncing off the walls and getting their cockpit hits that way. Every now and then, a Time Eater portal will open up, and you'll find yourselves free-falling, just like in Sonic Unleashed's original fight, at which point you hold the X button to fall faster, and then you homing attack Eggman's cockpit whenever you get close. The fight can be longer for people if you're not taking advantage of every single opportunity to hit him, but, yeah, pretty damn fun. I just wish the remix wasn't there. I wish it was just the original piece of music from Sonic Unleashed. The original Egg Dragoon theme was so much better than this one. That's my only complaint, though. Boom, boom, Dragoon! Jeez, Eggman, I thought you said this would kick my ass. What the hell? Looks like you need a prototype Mark III.